Teaching is fulfilling, but it becomes truly rewarding when your learners understand what is being taught. One question: how effective is your lesson delivery? This refresher training is designed to help you teach with more clarity, confidence, and impact. As you watch this video, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification button.
We'll start right away now. I'm very happy. I like being among educators because I believe that educators are nation builders, and it's very important that we keep on growing, we keep on learning and relearning, because the quality of education of a nation can be measured. The quality of a nation can be measured by the quality of the education. So that is why as educators, we cannot decide to do less. So professional development is very key for us. We keep on refreshing ourselves. We keep on learning, because every time a teacher grows, the learner gains. When you learn something new, automatically it will affect your learners that you are teaching. I remember saying this thing that it's not, because sometimes professional development doesn't mean you don't wait till maybe the school is demanding you to go and train, or you need it for your appraisal, or because you just need it to get something. But when you grow, when you develop yourself, it means that you value the learners that are in your care. You want to give them the best that they deserve, because our learners deserve the best, and that best we must make sure we give them at all times, at every point in time. So I'm welcoming us this evening to this training. I'm so happy to be with all of us. So, and I'm sure that we'll have a lot to learn this evening, and to also refresh our minds as we'll go on with the training. So, but before we start, because we are going to be looking at strategies, effective lesson delivery. What are the strategies that can help you to deliver your lesson very well in a different way? It's a new term. It's a new year. Do you still want to be doing it the same way? Do we want to be taking our teaching the same way we have been doing it? Not at all. I'm sure that that's why you joined this training. So, and I'm welcoming us once again. So I want you to pause and reflect. Just try to recap your last, okay, let's use our last term, for example. Now, out of the lessons you have taken last term, which one do you feel that, oh, the learners got something valuable, that they say, Mrs. Johnson, you've really done well. This is what I learned in this lesson. I just want us to have a pause and reflect. While we are reflecting on our lesson last time, the ones we have done very well, and then the ones we want to do better, I will be introducing myself to you. For people that are just joining me, knowing me for the first time, I want to introduce myself to you. I'll be introducing myself to you right now. Okay. I want to share my screen. So the topic we are looking at today is effective lesson delivery. I mentioned that what are the strategies for teachers in enhancing our teaching for meaningful learning. So are we just teaching for teaching's sake, or we are teaching to make impact in the lives of our learners? Are we teaching to make impact in the life of our learners? So I am Olayinka Malomo, a certified educator. I think I've been teaching now for over a decade now. I'm an educational consultant, head of school in a reputable school in Lagos, in Smart Schools precisely. And I hold a certification in Jollyphonics. I'm a digital teacher. I help children and adults who are having issues in reading, because that's my area of specialization. I don't like seeing people having difficulty in reading. So we'll try to look at the different methods we can use to help those children or adults who have difficulty in reading to be fluent readers. And during summer school, I used to convene skills acquisition program for children because I believe that during that time, let them acquire one skill. And those skills have really helped the children to be better learners because skills given to children help them to concentrate better, help them to use their hand-eye coordination better, and so lots more that benefits them. And recently, I authored a book, My Phonics Action Stories, which I will be showing us before we finish this training. If you are interested, your school, you can buy for children between age 3 to 5. The book is well arranged in sequential form. It meets the blending, sounding and blending form. It helps children to read better. So for example, you are teaching in your class, you've been taking the family, maybe words with art sound. You can you have a story in line with that word family, which is the art sound. And like that, it was done sequentially. You will really like the book, and it's very cheap, just 2 5 only. And then I also have it on seller. So if you want the ebook, can as well order. Okay, so I passionate about growth. That is the reason we are even having this training free of charge. That okay, as educators, as we are resuming, what do we want to do this new term? So that has even brought about this training that you all are enjoying. So I've worked with teachers, school owners, head of schools. We do trainings, we do classes on phonics, reading. So feel free to contact and consult me if you need any of my services. And then I'm on Instagram at Educator. So let's connect. Follow me. After this training, please, I would like to get your feedback on my social media handles. So enough of that. So let's go to the business of the day. Business of the day. So, and I've met some of us. As I said, let's share our name on the message, the platform, the comment section. Share your name, where you are joining from. I welcome all of us. Okay, so I was asking us a question earlier before I introduced myself. I said that you should think about your last lesson, the last lesson you did, the last 10. Can you pick one or two major topics that you have taught and you know that this lesson, they are memorable? My children can, maybe probably your teaching method or the way you have you presented that concept for the children. Is it memorable? Can the children remember? It's not that, oh, it's they just know for passing their exam. Is there real application in that teaching that you have done? So this is a time for us to reflect. So you can, if you can unmute yourself, you have something to say about that, or you type it in the comment section there. That's what makes a lesson memorable. What makes your own lesson memorable for your children? Is it the way you present it? Did you start with a song? Did you start with a drama? Did you start with a story? What makes your lesson memorable? Then your best lesson, what made it work? What? So I want to, let me give us just a few seconds to type that. So I'll be checking so that's, I want to see our response. I want to see our response now. Okay. I'm waiting for our response. Okay, while we are still thinking about that, okay, for us to save time, we'll be moving on. So, but I just want you to reflect, because reflection is very important. At every point in time you want to start your lesson, it's important for you to reflect. It's important for you to reflect. Okay, you're welcome. Miss Favor from Adwekiti, you're welcome. You're welcome. I have many names. Miss Odisaya, Miss Tokwe. Okay, okay, please, can you hear me clearly? Okay, please just give me a response. Yes, if you can hear me clearly. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly now? Somebody said I should be more audible. Please, I need a response. Okay, thank you. Yes, okay. So I can go ahead now. Okay. So, yes, let's move to the matter of the day. Now, this training, what are the things we need to learn? What are the things we want to learn by the end of this training? Number one is you must understand the principles of effective lesson delivery. I told us the topic of this training is effective lesson delivery. We are going to look at the strategies. So those strategies, how will I apply it in my class to improve my teaching? I'm sure we have known some we've been doing before, but we can still do it better. The room for improvement is the largest room in the world. So there's always a better way to do something every now and then. So it's important for us that we'll keep on learning and relearning so we get better. So another objective, what else are we going to achieve during this training is that we must be able to create engaging learner-centered lessons for our children. It's very important. So your lesson must be engaging. It must be engaging. And then we need to reflect. I talked about reflection the other time. It's important for us to reflect on our teaching practices, on the methods you have used. Oh, is my learners, did they get it right? Did they get it well? Oh, what can they remember from this lesson that I've taught? So it's very important that our objective is clear. It's clear for the children. It's very, very important. Okay, so now, why effective lesson delivery matters? Why is it important for you to have effective lesson delivery? Why is it important for you to deliver your lessons effectively? Number one is that it improves learners' understanding and retention. When you deliver your lesson well, the children can remember easily because they can remember the approach you use to deliver that lesson. It helps them to understand better. It helps them to retain knowledge, and they can count one or two and say, oh, okay, for example, now I want to teach a plant. I want to teach plants. And it's very important for me to have my instructional material. I can have a real object, which is a plant, which I will take to the class. So even the way you will even narrate, the way you approach that lesson, we make the children to retain and understand the lesson better. Why effective lesson delivery? Why is it important? Why is it necessary? It helps your learners to be engaged and motivated at all times. They are not bored in the classroom. The classroom is not bored. They are happy to be in the class. They want to come to your class every now and then. They are happy. You engage them because when you plan for all your learners, when you involve all your learners in your lesson, then they are engaged. They are engaged. They participate better. They learn better. It helps to build confidence in you as a teacher. If you prepare very well, you are sure that you deliver your lesson well, you are happy. You are happy with yourself. And you are confident of yourself and say, yes, no, I kill it. You just tell yourself that is that this lesson, no, I did it very well. I remember taking my children then when I was still in the classroom, taking them clock, time telling. And at the end of that lesson, the children were able to tell the time. And then I now gave them assignments at home because it's like a follow-up. What we have learned in the class today that, okay, at home, when long hand is on 12 and the short hand is on 3, it's what? 3 o'clock. So let them, because that time I was just taking them the o'clock and the half past. So we started with o'clock. So, and I said, and I was surprised the following day, a parent came to say, oh, wow, my son was just at least the o'clock, as much as the time is on o'clock, the child will say that, say, mommy, it's 7 o'clock. Mommy, it's 8 o'clock. So as a teacher, when you teach well, you have the confidence in yourself and it's like, no, I did this very well. I did this very well. Another reason why we need to prepare and make sure that we deliver our lesson well, it promotes meaningful and lasting learning. Lasting learning, that example I gave, it means that that learning has taken place because there's an impact in that child. That child can tell the time at o'clock. That's the level I introduce it to. At o'clock, the child can tell the time and say, oh, just trying to watch the clock and say, oh, it's 7 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock, before we now move to half past. So it's very important that we plan our lesson well, we deliver the lesson well, so that at the end of the day, we achieve our lesson objective efficiently. So now I have a lesson objective for this training, which at the end of the, we are going to evaluate ourselves and say, oh, truly, did we achieve what we are supposed to learn during this training? I'm sure somebody is following me. Yes, please, if you are following me, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, so now, at the end of this training, thank you so much. I really appreciate. So at the end of this training, you are going to have a certificate, to certificate of completion, certificate of participation. The certificate costs 2,000 naira. The handout is 5,000 naira, and that will give us 7,000. But I will give us a bonus. We'll get the handout because there's a handout for this training that has a lesson plan template that you can reuse, a template that you can reuse over time. That is in line with the strategies I want to be showing us this evening. So if you just make sure that you take this opportunity and then and pay, it's just 2,000 naira only for you to get the certificate as well as the handout pack. Okay, so let's quickly move on to what we are doing. So now I said that we are looking at effective lesson delivery. Effective lesson delivery. So what are the key principles of effective lesson delivery? For you to have an effective lesson, you must be intentional. That word intentional, it's very key and important, which means you must be intentional. You have a plan and say, this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to achieve in this lesson. So you must be intentional about lesson delivery, that you are key on giving out the best to your learners. You are key on giving out the best to your learners. So it's very important that for you to have effective lesson delivery, you must be intentional about it. You plan it, and then you must be well engaged. You must be well engaged. People, I talk about key principles of effective lesson delivery. What's the first? The first principle is your learning objective. Learning objective. You can't do away with it, because the objectives are your goal. They are your goals for the class. They are your goals for the topic you are teaching. What do I want to achieve? What do I want to achieve? So it is important that the learners must know. They must be clear. When your objective is clear, the learners will not be confused. So your objective has to be clear. Your objectives have to be clear. It's very, very important. It has to be clear. It has to be clear for the children. So you have to define what the learners will learn. What are they going to learn? It's very important that you define that. And it's important that your objective must be smart. Must be smart. It must be specific. It must be measurable. I'm sure some of us have heard that, so it's not new, but I'm just refreshing our mind. I'm refreshing our mind that your objective must be specific. It should not be ambiguous. At the end of the lesson, the learners must be able to say what plant is. The learners must be able to because when you are talking about something that is not specific, you must be, okay, if you want to achieve drawing of a plant, it must be that the learner must be able to draw a plant. The learners must be able to define a plant. The learners must be able to mention the part of a plant. That is being specific. You are specific about it, and it's also measurable. Measurable, it's important. Okay, how many examples do you want them to be able to mention by the end of the lesson? It's important that you put it there. Is measurable. It must be achievable. Your objective must be achievable. It's not an ambiguous one that the children cannot achieve within that 40 minutes that you have the class. It must be achievable. The lesson must be relevant. Your objective must be relevant. Smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It can't just be an open-ended objective for the children. It can't just be open-ended and just say, oh, the learners the learners must be able to know. You know, there are some terms we use which are wrong. You don't use know. Your verb must be specific. You don't use, you must be able to know. They must be able to, which other one do we use? How will you know they know? Because that's the question I asked. How will you know they know this thing? So you must say that thing they need to know. Okay, they must be able to list. They must be able to mention. They must be able to define. They must be able to explain. They must be able to draw. So you use key verbs. You use key verbs when you are writing your objective. It's important. So clear objectives guide teaching and learning. Clear objectives guide teaching and learning. So when your objectives are clear, even if it is the nursery class you're taking, when your objectives are clear, then the learners will be able to understand what you are teaching. They will be able to catch on. If it is number work you are doing, oh, at the end of this lesson, the learner should be able to count 1 to 10. The learner should be able to write 1 to 5. So you are being specific, it's measurable, it's not just endless. So it's important. That's one principle. Another principle we will look at, another principle is engaging introduction. Engaging introduction. So the way you start the lesson, it matters. It goes a long way. Do you ask a question? Can you come to the class and you just start with a question and say, oh, when coming to school today, how many of you, how many of you saw a tree? How many people saw a tree on the road while coming? You know, they will quickly reflect and say, okay, when I was coming, did I see a tree? Did I see a tree? Did I see a tree? You take the learners, automatically everybody will be thinking. It could be hello, please, Ma, can you mute your mic, please? It could be a thought-provoking question. Okay, so let your introduction, are they engaging? They must be engaging.
I'm writing something. It's okay. So here comes. We'll take time, don't do it.
Please, Ma, Mrs. Unjoku, please help us to mute your mic. Please help us to mute your mic, please. Okay, so like I was saying, we can share.
I'm sorry to cut you, but I can't hear you very well. If you are hearing me, you are cutting as you are talking. I can't hear you.
Okay, what are you experiencing?
You're cutting. If you can hear me, you are cutting each time you are talking. You're cutting. So I'm not. It's like it's skipping.
Skipping. Okay, maybe it's network. Probably it's your network. It's
okay, probably I should go off and rejoin then.
Yes, you can do that. Yes.
I don't think it's the network. I also can't hear how. I can't hear you too.
It's okay. Let me check from my end. Okay, please, can you hear me now? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, it's okay now.
Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you. Somebody responded to my question that reflecting on your previous lesson, greater than and less than in math stood out. Yes, because they did not forget the approach, the gesticulation, the symbolic animal alligator. Wow. The feedback from parents, they thought the topic was too ambiguous for age 4 to 5. Yes, truly. Actually, if you didn't do it well, anybody can think that teaching greater than and less than for age 4 to 5, it's high. But wow, well done. That was a good one. Thank you for that feedback. So can everybody hear me clearly now? Can you hear me clearly now? So that we can continue. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Please, can you see my screen? Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. So I said we are looking at the principles for effective lesson delivery, and we've talked about our objective being clear. Then we talked about engaging introduction. That is, your introduction, you could come in different ways to introduce it. You could you can even do role play, you could do a drama, you can narrate a story, depending, you could ask questions, you could share real life experience, you could, like the reflection I'm seeing that the person used alligator, like an animal, to introduce that concept of lesson. So it could be different ways for you to introduce your lesson. So that is a very important principle you need to put in. So you plan for it. How do I want to introduce this lesson? I used to tell teachers, I said, teachers, that the most tasking part in a lesson plan, it's your presentation. Because if you can get your presentation right, forget it. Your content, delivering the content will be easy, because it's at the point of presentation that you are looking at, what is this first thing I want to do? How do I want to introduce this lesson? Okay, what is the next thing the children will do? Oh, what are the materials I will use for it? So it's at that point that you think how the lesson, you imagine how the lesson will be before you will start the lesson. So please, an engaging introduction, it's very important for you to have an effective lesson delivery. Another principle is structured content delivery. When I talk about structured content delivery, it means we start from known to unknown, from simple to complex. You present your idea in a logical sequence. I was telling you about the phonics action storybook. We started that book from known to unknown, from simple. We did 2-letter words, blending of 2 letters. After doing 2-letter words, then we move on to our 3-letter words. Then we have the story in sequence. We started with the simple one. That's letter A. At. Then we started bat, cat, fat, like that. So from simple, before they will now go to 4-letter words, 5-letter words, and the likes over time. So it's important that you start your lesson from what they know to what they did not know. You use simple language, you use simple examples to introduce your content. So we don't use ambiguous words when we are introducing concepts to the children. And then when your content is well structured, it will encourage interaction. It encourages interaction while teaching. Clarity prevents confusion. So let's make sure that our content is well arranged, is in a sequential form, from simple to complex. Let's break it down. Like, sometimes it's not about covering the syllabus. Yes, I know sometimes some people may want to ask me questions and say, hey, you said we should not cover the syllabus. What about our children that want to do common entrance exam? How will they get it? Yes, what I'm trying to say is that you must make sure that learning takes place. If they didn't get it that time, you revisit it instead of it to just rush it. And because if we didn't lay the foundation well, by the time those students will move to another class, they will still be struggling with it. So I used to say to teachers that it's not how far, it's how well. How well. So we must make sure that learning takes place, because that's the key goal of effective lesson delivery. So clarity prevents confusion. Let's make sure that we start from simple to complex. If the children are not getting it, then revisit it, re-strategize, do it in another way for them to get it. Another principle is active learning. Active learning. While teaching, we have the formative assessment. You ask questions. The children are not just passive learners. No, your learners cannot be passive. They have to be active. Remember, you have different types of learners in the class. So you ask them questions to be sure they are following you. They are active. They are participating. Not that you are the only person talking. Now teachers are facilitators. You are not the almighty. So your objective should even be learner-centered. Learners take the lead. You just guide them to learning. You guide them for them to achieve that lesson, for them to discover. That's discovery method, to discover the concept you want to teach. So active learning is very important. We can do discussion method. At times I come into the class, while in the classroom, I'll just say, okay, today we are going to rearrange our chairs. It's not compulsory that it must be lecture way, lecture method, chair and table, teacher in front. You can sit in a circle. Even in primary school, not only in nursery school that we do circle time, even in primary school, you can let them, they will be one, they will, what's happening today? What's happening today? Mrs. Johnson said we should sit in another way. So we can sit in a circle. We can arrange our chairs, stack our tables one side. Then if it is history you want to do, we can talk about it. Is it moral instruction you are teaching? Is it social studies? Then we talk about, you as the teacher, you sit down, we do it together. And then you will say that the children, they will remember they are more active. They are happy about what they are learning. We could also have peer, they can work in pairs, group learning, that we can give them maybe as an assignment ahead of the class, so they are aware. So when they come in, one person can come in charge of the group to deliver, to just say, okay, this is what we have learned today. Then you just facilitate and guide them, add one or two things they need to learn in that lesson. Hands-on activities is important. Let children work with their heads. Let children work with their hands is very, very important. So learning happens best when learners are involved. When learners are involved. So please, if you are involved in this lesson, kindly type for me. Let me see it. Say, yes, I am involved. Yes, I am involved. Please, thank you. Let me type, because we need to be very active because you are all my learners today, and I'm the instructor, the facilitator. So I'm facilitating this learning. So we have to be active. We have to be active. We must make sure that our learners are active and well engaged in the class. So the last principle, thank you for the emojis. So the last principle is assessment and feedback. Assessment and feedback. So it's very important that we check. So I'm going to check now. So we are going to type in, what principles have you learned? What principles can make your lesson to be effective? So type, just if it is one, you can type, or two. Type. You can put it in your own words. What you have, the little we have done so far, what have you learned? So that's feedback. Feedback, assessment, ask them questions. Ask oral questions, ask written questions from the children. Check their understanding of what we are teaching. Are they catching on? Are they getting it? It's very important. And then we also give them feedback. So for those, let me check now so that I can give you feedback. Who are those that are answering my question? I said that you should write.
Yes, I hear you, man.
Can you hear me?
Yes, right
Okay.
on, man.
Thank you, ma. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so please, I want your feedback now. What are the principles you have learned? The principles you have learned just now. We have 5 principles. So just one that you have learned, you can quickly type it for me, so that I can give you my feedback. There is this quote by Benjamin Franklin. I'm sure most of us will know it, that tell me I forget, teach me I remember. But when you involve me, when I participate actively, I will remember. So let me check our responses. Okay, thank you. Right on. Well, keep it up. Thumbs up. Yeah, no use of ambiguous word. Set clear objective. Active learning. You learners, you are the best. I love you all. Okay, so now we move to the next one. Thank you everyone for your feedback. So we move to the next one now. So now, what are the strategies for effective lesson delivery? What are the strategies you need to apply daily when you are preparing your lesson so that you can deliver your lesson effectively? Number 1 is know your learners. Know your learners. How many of us know our learners? Know the way your learners learn. That is what we are saying. Know the way your learners learn. We have different types. Even as adults, the way we learn differ. Even as adults, we learn in different ways. Some people like story. Some people like songs. Some people, they are mathematically inclined. They just want to solve. It's boring for them when you are talking too much. They're like, I'm tired. So you must know how your learners learn so that you can plan. You can plan to meet their needs. okay, in this lesson I want to do today, for the kinesthetic learners, what will they do in this lesson? For the visual learners, what will they do? Okay, what will I need to take to the class to meet the needs of the visual learners? What will I need to take to the class to meet the needs of the auditory learners? So it's very, very important that you know your learners so that you can be able to meet their needs. You must know their strength. Must know their strength. Sometimes some learners, you can decide that, oh, today instead of it to start with maths, let me start with English. So know your learner, know their strength, know their challenges, know their weaknesses, so that you will know how well you can help them, how well you can support them, how well you can assist them, so that when you are developing and writing your lesson plan, you are putting them in your mind. As I say, okay, for the visual learners now, my own key topic for this lesson, my lesson plan is on plants. So now for the visual learners now, I'm going to take a real plant to the class. I'm going to have a chart of a plant, picture of a plant to show my children. So you are planners for the visual learners. Now, okay, for the auditory learners, what do I need to do? I can ask them questions and tell them that, oh, how many of you, where you are coming to school this morning? Oh, can you mention the things you saw on the road? Oh, did anybody see a plant? Okay, what are the things you saw while coming to the class? Okay, I can decide to sing a song and say, oh, plants are living things, plants are living things. I sing to them and they're happy. Oh, kinesthetic learners. Oh, okay, now I have a real plant. I'm showing everybody. Now pass it around. Can you all access the plant? Can you all touch it? That you've met the needs of the different types of learners you have in your class. So it's very important that we meet the needs of, you must know your learners. When you know your learners, your teaching becomes effective. Your teaching becomes effective. Now, what's the next strategy? Use varied teaching methods. We have different types of teaching methods. I'm sure some of us can mention them. We have the discussion method, project method, discovery method, and a whole lot of teaching methods that you can use. So you don't just stick to one type. You don't just stick to one way. You vary your teaching methods. Vary it. You could even start with a role play. You could start with a role play. We want to teach about family. Why can't we act it out? Why can't we act it out and use that? So different movements, do different ways so that you can meet the needs of all the learners you have in your class. So you could start with a song. You can sing a song. You can clap. So you can in a 40 minutes class, your children should not just sit and be idle and be passive. You can have minutes that can say, okay, everybody, let's stand. Or everybody say this thing. Let them chorus. Let them say it after you. Let them say it. Let them touch. There should be an activity for every lesson. It's very important. Now let's look at the third strategy. You make learning relevant. You make learning relevant. How do we make learning relevant? You connect your lessons to real life situations. You want to teach money. You want to teach the children money or shopping. Then you are now teaching it just on the board. It's not possible. We can set up a market. You can set up a market in your school. You have different items. Oh, I have a fan here. You label it. Okay, this one is 10 naira. You have I have a pencil case here. I label it. I put it down. Okay, I have ant fan here. I label it. I put it down. Then you give everybody a certain amount of money, and then we use it to practicalize. Everybody goes out to shop. That's how to teach it, and it's because you're already relating to real life, so that when they want to go and buy something, they can say, oh, okay, and automatically you are teaching maths. As you are teaching that, you are teaching maths, you are teaching your addition and subtraction of money indirectly, because if you give a learner 10 naira and they are selling this fan for 5 naira in your own shop, maybe I don't know, it could be your class market, but that or the supermarket. So in your supermarket is 5 naira. So the child buys, so you have the attendant, you set it up, they buy. Okay, how much is my change? 5 naira. I pay 10 naira, I collect 5 naira. I've taught subtraction there of money, and you are relating it to real life. So when they follow their parents to the shopping mall or to supermarket, they understand better. They understand. They are not just looking and saying, I do not understand. Okay, so it's not just about the board alone. So when you make learning relevant, that's the best thing to do. is the best thing. That's where the world is going to now. Whatever we are teaching, how can we relate it to real life experience? We want to teach numbers. It's not just about knowing how to count 1 to 1,000. No, no. They need that numbers. Can they remember or know the number of their shoes? Now, everybody have sizes, so we cannot check our shoe. Oh, my size is 24. My size is 23. That is real life. So you are associating numbers to real life. So that will make the children to remember, oh, what's the number of the address of their house? Oh, I live at 8 Avenue Road. I live at 10. So you're associating it. It's not just about them knowing how to, yes, it's good, they know how to count, but they can also relate it to real life. They can relate it to real life. So let's make sure that in everything we are teaching, we are making our learning relevant. It's not just about teaching it and making them to just know it. It must be relevant. You use examples that the children can relate to. We apply our learning to everyday experiences. So relevance increases understanding. It increases understanding. They can even know, oh, what is the size of their mommy's shoe? What is the size of their daddy's shoe? That is when learning has taken place under numbers alone. Because sometimes we look at our nursery, all this training, maybe it's for the primary. No, it starts from the foundation for both nursery and primary school. Whatever you are teaching, how can I relate it to real life experience is important for you to have effective lesson delivery. Then we have encourage collaboration. Encourage collaboration, group work. Let's pair the children, pair them in groups to do something. For example, we want to teach compound words. You can have learners, one group, another group. We have two groups. Now, this group, now, for example, we are looking at compound words. Compound words are two words that you put together that can give us a word. For example, notebook, notes, book, notebook. So they can do it like a play. This one mention notes, this one mention book. We have notebook together. Housework, house, work, house, and so on and so forth. So you just get your examples and plan the lesson. So encourage collaboration, and they will remember, and automatically you have met the needs of all your learners, and they're happy. And you must be flexible. You must be flexible. You must be flexible for you to have effective, because at times you can plan something and it didn't work. Maybe by the time you enter the class, you look at the mood of your learners, you're like, oh, okay. It's like this method cannot work this afternoon. Let me change the method. So you can't just stick and say, no, it's the way we have been doing it. Oh, this is the way they've told us. This is the way they've taught us. Because I hear teachers saying that. And so far your children are not getting it, then you change the method. You must be flexible. Flexibility improves learning outcomes. It's very important. So you must be flexible for you to achieve your goal, for you to achieve what you want to teach for that day. So you must modify activities if learners are confused, if they're not getting it, because your main aim is for them to get what you want to teach. So if they're not getting it, you modify. Don't forget, I told us that we have a certificate for this training. It's just a token of 2,000 naira and a free handout that has all what we are teaching now, the content of this lesson delivery, as well as a handout package for us, that has reusable templates that you can always use in line with this. It will help you. I will share a sample of the lesson plan with us. I will say it so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now let's look at best practices for teachers. We'll soon round up. Best practices for teachers. Now, what are the habits that make a difference? What are the habits you need to do? It's not possible. They said planning prevents poor performance. Preparation is key. You cannot deny it. So we have to prepare well. That's our first best practice as a teacher. You must plan your lesson ahead, organize your learning materials, your teaching materials, rehearse your key explanations. You want to teach, it's not on the day that you want to teach that you will not be running from pillar to post, and you not go and disturb your head of school and say, please, so we want to do molding. I need the clay soil. No, you have to prepare when you prepare ahead. I'm sure we all have access to our scheme of work, or we have access. So whatsoever you need, tell them a week, 2 weeks ahead. Oh, I will need this material to teach this topic. Not on the main day. That's why you are now running. I need paper. I want to do paper folding. I want to, no, it's not done. It's not done. As an effective, as an outstanding teacher, you must always prepare well. You prepare thoroughly. You plan your lessons well. You organize your material. They are well arranged. Even that alone, you are teaching the children organization. They learn how to organize well. So another practice we look at is use of technology. Yes, technology is here now, and technology is here to enhance our work, not to replace us. So you can't shy away from using technology. You can't shy, but now using it wisely. Because you remember, we tell parents, we say, oh, let's reduce screen time for learners. Yes, as much as we are telling parents at home to reduce screen time, even in school too, we should not allow everything to be on screen at all times. So you use it wisely. You use it when necessary and when needed. If you need to share videos, good. Yes, YouTube videos is good for your class, whether online or on site. That will be in line with that thing you are teaching, because it also serves like a resource for you. A resource. It serves as a resource. Apps, resources, we use it, but don't allow overuse. Avoid overuse. Avoid overuse. So you are using technology with purpose. You are using, for example, I want to teach plants. Okay, I can share a video on plant for my children, at least to see the way how they plant the seed, how it grows. I'm sure there's a video like that. So there's a reason why I'm, that I just want to, sometimes some teachers, they just want to engage. I say, be watching, no, be watching it. No, there should be a reason why you are sharing the screen, why you are playing the videos, why you are learning the songs, whatever you are using. The technology, must use it wisely, not just anyhow, because the screen time must not be too much for the children in order for them to achieve what they're supposed to learn. So we must use technology wisely, and we must have a good classroom climate. When I talk about reflection and classroom climate, I'm talking about sometimes to allow the children to reflect. What have they learned today? Let the environment, let your classroom speak volumes. Let your classroom speaks. Your classroom should speak well. What the children are supposed to learn, let it be seen on the wall. Is a form of reflection for them. It makes the environment conducive for learning. It's a learning place. It's a learning room. So it should be seen as a learning room. So it's very important. There is a form, please. I put it in the chat box. There's a form that I pin. Let us click the form and fill it. Let's click the form and fill it. I need your feedback. Please, I need your feedback on that. The feedback. So, like I told us, I said that we have a training handouts free of charge for everybody. Free of charge. Okay. Somebody's hand is up. Okay, let me check. Free of charge. Okay, let me check. Okay. You can have the floor. Oh, thank you. Hands-on activities. Yes. Thank you for the feedback. Somebody's hand is on. You can talk. Please, if you are the person, you're free to talk. Do you have a question? Okay. Thank you. Clear learning objectives. Okay, Mrs. Oyebola, your hand is up. Do you have a question or you want to tell us something? Okay, so feel free to pay for your certificate on the spot, and you get the training handout pack for everyone. So before I conclude, I said I'm going to talk to us about a sample lesson plan. I told us about a sample lesson plan. That's the template, the way the template is. So in the template, the topic I have is plants. That's my lesson plan that I've prepared. And that sample is also in the training handout, which can just serve as a guide So by the time you are writing your lesson plan, it can serve as a guide for you to pick some words that you can use. Okay, so the subject is basic science, and the grade 2, the duration 40 minutes. Then I have my objectives, SMART. So I said by the end of the lesson, the people should be able to define what a plant is. They should be able to identify the part of a plant. They should be able to mention 2 uses of plants. You can see that it's simple, it's measurable. I did not say they should just be able to mention uses of plants. That is endless. So I make it to be measurable, and it's age appropriate because it's for primary 2. This lesson plan is for grade 2. So they should be able to define what a plant is. They should be able to identify the 3 parts of a plant, because that is what I'm focusing on: the roots, the stem, and the leaves. And then they should be able to mention 2 uses of plants. Then we look at the introduction. I could decide to bring a real plant to the class to show as my introduction. I could decide to show a picture from a chart. And then I can ask a question and say, oh, holding the plant up, and I say, oh, I've seen this before. Okay, where do plants grow? They think. That's an engaging introduction. It's not just passive. Where do plants grow? Okay, do we eat plants? You hear some of them say, no, yes. So you will see, and the classes, you cannot say, okay, and you tell them the correct thing, that, okay, that we have edible plants, we have non-edible plants. So it creates curiosity. Yeah, people, what are your response? What is the expected learner's response? They can raise their hands to answer excitedly. So you can see that the introduction is engaging. You are connecting learning to real life, and it's sparking curiosity. So it's not just that I'm just teaching plants and I just say, everybody look at the bird. Plant. My topic for today is plants. No, the introduction is engaging. Is engaging. Now, I have the next thing in my lesson plan is my content delivery, the structured one. And I said it must be from simple to complex. So we talk about meaning of plants. So the teacher say, oh, plants are living things that grow in the soil. Plants are living things that grow in the soil, and they make their own food. Then we look at part of a plant. You can use a chart or a real plant to show the part of a plant. And if you have a screen in your workplace, we have some people with the screen, you can project it. You can project it. So we have the plant, we have the roots, we have the stem, we have the leaves. Then we just put little, okay, what's the work of the root? Holds the plant firmly. The stem supports the plant. The leaves make food for the plant. Then you point, as I explained, you point, and the children are following you. Then we look at the next step in your content. They are still in content delivery now. What's the next step? Or uses of plants. Plants gives us food. Plants give us food. Plants give us energy. They give us oxygen, rather, sorry. Plants gives us oxygen. So it's there. So your content flows from the definition to the parts to the uses. So it could be 2, it could be 3, depending on you, depending on your class, the class you're teaching. Then we go to the active learning parts. The active learning parts. What's in the active learning parts? Now, you could have the children, you could have them to take turns to identify the parts of a plant. They can take turn, or they can tell their partner one name of a plant. Okay, the name of a part of a plant. And say, okay, Lade, face, Taye, the part of a plant that you remember. So that's think. Yes, I'm sharing the lesson plan with us. I'm sharing the lesson plan that is inside the handout with us. That's a sample one. Then after that, you now have the reusable one. So I just want us to, we have the part of show and tell. Show and tell. The people point at the plant on the chart, or they hold the real plant, and then they tell us the part of the plant. Then we can even have volunteers coming outside to say, okay, to identify the parts of a plan, depending on you. So the learners, they talk, they move around, they are engaged, they are not just passive. They are not just passive. So another part of the lesson plan is the assessment and feedback. Remember, I told us those principles. The assessment and feedback. Under the assessment and feedback, we have your question. What is a plant? Somebody will answer you. What is a plant? Name one part of a plant. Mention one use of plants. Then your own feedback to them after assessing. Oh, good job. Keep it up. Well done. Excuse me. Well done. And if somebody did not get it up, say, oh, try again. You can do it better. So while you are teaching, assessment is ongoing. Not only at the end. Then inside that lesson plan template, you have the conclusion. Now, you revise the key points. What are the key points? Your definition, what are plants, the part of a plant, and the uses of plants. Then we can sing a song. Relating to plants. Let me form one song now. Plants are living things. Plants are living things. Plants are living things that grow in the soil. They are living things. They grow in the soil and make their food. That's my own song. Okay, I can modify it to be better. So you can sing a song. Then also, then there's a part for reflection for the teacher. Excuse me. Excuse me. Maybe I've been talking for long. Okay, the reflection is that teacher reflects. You reflect as a teacher. Did my learners understand? Did they understand at all? Which part excited them the most? What can you improve on next time? Because we keep on improving every time. So there's a slot for that. So let me link this lesson plan to the effective lesson delivery we have done. Number one is that we have learned that clear objective is very important. Your introduction must be engaging. Please, can you hear me? Your content should be structured, and then active learning, assessment, and feedback. Okay, so now we move to the conclusion of that. I'm sure we have learned. Please, if you have learned something, just give me thumbs up. Say, yes, I've learned. Thank you. So I'm sure we have learned something this evening because we're already rounding off. So don't forget to, please, have you all filled the form? Let's fill the Google form. It's on the chat box. It's pinned there. Let's fill it. Okay, so now in conclusion, effective lesson delivery is a skill. It's a skill that grows with practice. So the more you plan, the more you get better. And then it requires reflection and continuous improvement. Excuse me. It also leads to engaging and meaningful learning experiences. So always have it at the back of your mind that every lesson is an opportunity to make impact. Please let me type that in the chat box, because as we are resuming, for those of us that we have resumed, as I'm moving to another new week, have it at the back of your mind that every lesson is an opportunity to make impact. And if you are just resuming, also put it at the back of your mind that I must make positive impact in the lives of my learners this new term, this new year, and at every point. Even if you're an online teacher, this cuts across, whether online teaching or on-site teaching, impact is very important. What will the learners remember after the class? What will they remember? It's important. So This is our own final reflection now. What is one strategy? Please just let me type. Oh, somebody said cannot access the Google form. Okay. Another thing, just is you can't access it. Please, can another person try it? Let's see if you can access the Google form. Please, which one strategy are you going to apply in your next lesson? As you are resuming, what strategy are you applying in your next lesson to improve your delivery? So please, I want you to type that. Let me see the strategy you want to apply in our lesson as we are resuming on Monday. And for those of us that we have resumed, what lesson, what strategy are you applying? What strategy are you applying? Thank you all. I really appreciate it. This is the cover page of our book, My Phonics Action Story. It's a very good book. It's for age 3 to 5. It's a reading and coloring book. They have activities for them to color. They see pictures there, and then they read. Then it's a very good reading book for children. It helps to build their fluency as they are reading. Please, as another person, please access the Google form. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate us. Thank you for joining this training. God bless you, and I wish us a great term. Thank you. Yes, thank you for that, Miss Eunice. Knowing your learners, engaging, good. That is a very good strategy you apply. Well done. Well done. Thank you for that. So please follow me on Instagram at wild.educator, on YouTube. Now, this recording, we are going to put it on YouTube, so you can always have access to it on my YouTube page. So just subscribe to my YouTube page. You have access to it to listen to it over and over again, and you have opportunity to also be able to apply all those things that you have learned and to refresh your memory. On Facebook, Olayinka Olato, and on LinkedIn, Olayinka Olato. Olayinka Malomu. Sorry, I think that's a mistake. Thank you, Miss Adeboye. You're making learning relevant and encouraging collaboration in your teaching. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. So we have come. Thank you, everyone. Do we have questions? Yes, I'm opening the floor now. Do you have questions? Questions, comments? Questions, please. Questions, comments? Do you have questions? Okay. Okay. We can access the Google form. I will send it to us now. Okay, using practical method. Very good. Yes, asking questions, interacting with pupils. I will resend the Google form so that we can all have access to it. Then also, another thing is that we'll forward it on our platform. That's why I asked us to join the community, so we can also have opportunity to fill the form over there. If you cannot access it now, we'll share it on the... Okay, somebody is already helping. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you for helping us to post it. So let's click on the form. So there we'll have access to make our... If you want the certificate as well as the free handout, the account is there. The account is displayed there on the Google form for you to make your payment, then share receipts with me, and then you get it ASAP. Okay, do we have any question? Thank you everyone for joining in. God bless you. I have I don't know, I will have to call him. I wouldn't know if it is Mrs. or Mr. So I'll just call your name. Thank you. Abayomi Grace, Aboduri David. I want to believe that we have learned something today. Please, you can send feedback to us on the platform, on my social media, and do Adeboye, Jordan, Lola, Agnes, Mrs. Hinjoku, Comfort, Daniel, Emmanuel, Echo, Eunice, okay, Mrs. Odusanya, Mr. Isaac, Those I know, Joy, Madam Joy, okay, Madam Lucy, Madam Mary, okay, Miss Mercy, Miss Miriam. Thank you all for joining. Miss Okeoluwa Somi Raphael, Malara Ajayi Oyebola. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Do you have any comments, any question? Yes, somebody's telling me, well done. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate everyone. God bless you all. God bless you all. Okay, so in the absence of anything, I will send the form to everyone so we can thank you. You're welcome. You can fill the form. So when you fill the form, you can give me your feedback and also make your payment for your certificates as well as the free handout. Thank you and God bless you. See you all. So you are free. Okay, somebody name not available. I didn't see the name. I'm greeting you too. Thank you for waving to me. Okay, God, I didn't see the name. Thank you all. Thank you all. God bless you. So see you. You're free to exit. You're free. You're free. You're free. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.